Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sunday, June 1st, 2025. My newest segment of Markets, a look ahead, and we are going to cut into this deep just a few minutes. I just wanted to say it's great to be back with all of you. I missed you. I hope that Lava Girl took care of you. I know she did while I was away. All right, guys, listen. So it is time for us to get to work. A very interesting set of dynamics are playing out right now. There's so much going on. You guys and girls need to start, again, raising your awareness, paying more attention to what is happening. Power is being consolidated as just as you and I would have expected to see in fewer and fewer hands. We are moving towards a complete, absolute surveillance state. We are already being surveilled, but this is about to take on a completely new level. Now, without me getting into the specifics of what I'm addressing here, just for a moment, maybe open up a new window here. Look into this yourself because I am not here to convince you of anything. I want you guys and girls to take a little bit of action on your own and start looking into these things. And if you're unhappy with what you're seeing, push back. The more people that are become aware of the grander plan, what's happening, well, the harder it's going to be for the puppeteers to pull the strings. You understand? Now we heard from Jamie Dimon actually more than once just this past week while I was away. All right, I'm bringing myself back up to speed on all this. I wasn't totally out of the loop here. My head is always in this kind of stuff, but Jamie Dimon is an incredibly influential and powerful man. He is the CEO of the largest bank on earth by assets. He's the guy that the government goes to. The government goes to whenever there's a financial problem or a geopolitical issue. He's the guy. There's a reason for that. Now, Jamie Dimon here being the CEO of JP Morgan here, probably the most powerful banker on earth. And he came out and made a couple of statements. I really believe that the reason why he was floated out last week was to send us all a couple of messages. Here's one. And does this sound familiar to you, what I'm about to show you? You are going to panic. Jamie Dimon tells regulators about what will happen when the bond market cracks. Not if, not maybe this is going to happen, when. Now, you and I have been well aware of this for many, many years. This guy sitting here has been telling you the debt market, the bond market is the key to this entire thing. It appears that Jamie Dimon also knows that as well. Okay, so this is pretty profound. That's number one. Number two, this same guy, Jamie Dimon, said we will have a global restructuring. We will have a global restructuring. Not might have, not may have, or could have. We will. So again, let's look at the source here. I believe, and we've seen this time and time and time again, they always tell you what they're going to do before they do it. Does this sound right to you, or is Greg just, he should take off this Rasta hat and put on a tinfoil cap? Let me know. Because as far as I know, and as far as I can see, this is exactly how their playbook works over and over and over again. Now, this is not a secret. What I'm going to tell you, this is kind of long. This is in your inbox right now. If you do subscribe to my newsletter, again, link in the description of this video. For those of you that are looking to trade this freak show of a stock market, yes, I had my work cut out for me this morning. I did put out for you a breakdown of SPY, crude oil, gold, Bitcoin, XRP. Why? Because you asked me to do it. And I also put down ways to trade it as well. So that's right on my website, traderschoice.net. Again, link in the description of this video. I got your back always. We got each other's backs always. Now, I want to cover this with you at length, and I really want you to pay attention to this. I believe that right now we are witnessing the final chess move. All the pieces are in place right now, and that's another reason why You have to pay attention to what's happening. I sincerely believe with all that I am right now that you're going to start to see more power consolidated in fewer and fewer hands to surveil us, to keep us under their watchful eye. Again, we're going to be thrust into a system of maximum control. That's what this is all about. You all know that. Everyone knows it. And the fact that Jamie Dimon came out with this profound statement that we will have a global restructuring tells me that we're very close. So let me read this to you from the top. So Lions, the final chess move. I ask you to please share this stuff. Please share this video. So Lions, just this past Friday, and this was more than one day, this guy was floated out Thursday and Friday to tell us all kinds of things about the bond market meltdown that he sees happening. Not may happen, will happen, just like this. So Lions, just this past Friday, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of the Wall Street Superbank, JP Morgan, made this statement: we will have a global restructuring. He did not say might have, may have, or could have. He said will have. Jamie Dimon talk of global restructuring is the language of reset. All right, now, it's a polite way of saying we're about to shut down the old system. It's already decided. Your future is already set in stone, okay? Now they're just waiting to pull the trigger. He's admitting, obviously, well, we already know. We've been so far ahead of the curve on this, people, and this debt-based system is done. Now, here's what I see. First, we will not be having a so-called reset. This will be a global detonation. Now, if that sounds familiar to you, because I did a whole paper about this just a couple of weeks ago where I said this is not going to be a reset. It's a global detonation. Now, let's move forward. That's number one. Number two, this is a direct acknowledgement by Jamie Dimon of the end game. They are moving chess pieces into checkmate position. Now, the checkmate pieces, I outlined these for you here. They are already positioned, the kings and the pawns. I'm going to allow you to guess where you are in this. Okay, most likely scenario, and I'm going to cover this at length: financial collapse waiting to be triggered, false crises prepped and already rehearsed, digital ledgers locked and loaded. I'm referring to full tokenization, something that you guys and girls all know, and most people know about it. But what are they doing about it? Nothing. They're in some corner sucking their freaking thumb off. That's what they're doing here, waiting to be, I don't know, prepped for the final solution, and I mean that, the final solution. Minds prepped or primed with fear, ready to obey. Sound about right to you so far? I think we're pretty much on the same page. Digital undercurrents. The global financial structure is already recoded behind the scenes. That's what Jamie Dimon's trying to tell you here with his, it's amazing here. We will have a global restructuring. Don't take my word for this anymore. Listen to the CEO of the most powerful bank on earth. So the global financial structure is already recoded behind the scenes. Not just digital dollars. This goes way deeper, people. You know that if you've been with me for any length of time. Plans to integrate everything into a unified ledger or full tokenization. I know that sounds familiar to you if you've been with me for any length of time. A system of maximum control, digital currencies tied to social credit, programmable money, no privacy, no sovereignty, one digital financial grid. Again, going right back to full tokenization. The playbook, it's always the same. Problem, reaction, solution. It never changes here. The playbook. So create the crisis, offer a solution here. They know that the only way to get it done is with a shock event so big, so destabilizing that it overrides all resistance. They've already turned people into zombies, mush, very easily manipulated. Now that's what they're orchestrating. It's the final chess move. Now, the controlled variables. Nothing is being left to chance here. Nothing. Henceforth, why? Mark my words on this, and it's already happening. Open your eyes, man. We are being thrust into a nation that is we're going to be surveilled to such a level here and controlled. All our data that they already know. If you think they already have all the data on you already, they're going to mine for more of it. They're going to know you better than you know yourself moving forward. Everything. Nothing is being left to chance here. The controlled variables. This cannot be far off. Henceforth, why Jamie Dimon made such a direct statement right now. We will have a global restructuring. His words. They are controlling all the variables, market meltdowns that are engineered. This sounds about right to you? Debt bubbles inflated until they pop by design. By design. Sound about right? Mass distractions to keep the people docile. Surveillance. Tech woven into daily life, endless crises, wars, scamdemics, political flip-flopping to herd the masses exactly where they want them. Sound about right so far? I think I'm on the same page here as you. These are not random events, people. These are not random events. They are interlocking gears in the machinery of Babylon. Together, they forge the perfect storm. Economic collapse to wipe out the old. Debt bubbles to enslave, distractions, and, of course, surveillance. 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 You're being surveilled now, but you have no idea where this is going. The common thread. Let's look at the common threads here. No matter which crisis they choose, and I'm going to go over the most likely scenario, so bear with me. The common thread, no matter which crisis they choose, the real agenda is the same. Total digital control, no cash, no privacy, no sovereignty, every breath, every dollar tracked. Mass distractions. They flood every screen with and try to mind screw us all with nonsense, propaganda, deception. Look here. Don't look over there. Sound familiar to you? Again, the same playbook that you and I have been discussing since forever. Controlled collapse, controlled crisis. Dimon is no fool, referring to Jamie Dimon here. He's not talking about a random collapse. I think we can establish that. He's talking about a controlled demolition, a detonation. The elites clearly know that the dollar system is failing. We know that too, okay? And they're about to replace it. Expect the next phase. Central bank digital currencies, asset confiscation through bail-ins. Hold that thought. Okay, Babylon never wastes a crisis. It creates one. Again, the language of reset. Dimon's word choice. Restructuring is a sanitized language for resetting who owns what, who's in charge, and who suffers. I'm going to give you one guess who that is. It's a fancy way of saying a new global financial system is coming. Are we on the same page? And it won't be for the benefit of us commoners, okay? Confirming the timeline. This is huge, okay? For a figure like, Jamie Dimon, to say this publicly right now signals we're close. It also confirms that the pieces of global reset, quote unquote, are already moving behind the scenes. They're already all set. You understand? The most likely angle, global crisis, then global solution. Again, always the same. They will engineer a single overwhelming crisis, one that makes every other concern seem small by comparison. Why? Why? Because people's fear makes them easier to control, and a crisis provides the perfect excuse to impose a solution, which of course they've already prepared. Now here is the most likely scenario I see. We don't got too much more here. Just bear with me. A financial system collapse. Let me just say why. I didn't write it here. Okay, why? We are all dependent upon their system to transact in it. They will not allow us to transact in anything else. Congress here in the United States can force you, and they will, to transact in central bank issued notes. You can't transact outside the system. You understand that? That's what they do not want. Okay, I think we're pretty much on the same page with that. So let's move forward. That's the backbone. So a financial system collapse. This is the most likely scenario. The global debt bubble bursts. You and I have been speaking about this like forever. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Jamie Dimon here. Okay? You don't have to listen to Greg Mannarino if you don't want to. You can go listen to this guy over here. And believe me, he knows what he's talking about because he is, again, possibly the most powerful banker on the planet Earth at this point here. Outside central bankers, outside the BIS, he's probably the most powerful guy. Anyway, the global debt bubble burst triggering massive bank failures. Market crashes, people losing homes, pensions overnight. The dollar loses its crown as the world reserve currency, paving the way for something new. Global dollar disruption. The dollar's role as global reserve gets attacked. It already is. You know that. The world is de-dollarizing. The world is sidestepping the dollar. Henceforth, why you're seeing all these pieces move very rapidly right now here. And why you're going to see a move here. People, don't take my word for what I'm about to tell you, okay? Look this up for yourself because something just happened. You probably know what I'm talking about. It just happened to consolidate power into fewer hands here to allow the system to literally surveil you like you've never been surveilled before. Global dollar disruption. Dollar's role as a global reserve is being attacked. A sudden switch in trade flows, a geopolitical flashpoint, a quiet behind-the-scenes agreement to kill the petrodollar. It's already dying. This forces every nation, okay, quote unquote, every nation to turn to a new solution, quote unquote. They already have it lined up. The engineered financial shock. Now, this is going to sound familiar to some of you. If you're new, maybe not. A massive liquidity freeze. Banks can't move money. Cash stops flowing through the system. Credit markets lock up. Stock market circuit breakers trip. Assets plunge. Pension funds explode. Banks fail. And trust in the old system vanishes overnight. Forget about overnight. This would be hours. People beg for help. Sound familiar to you? And Babylon answers with a global solution. The solution: a digital financial system, central bank digital currencies tied to biometric data and digital ID, social credit scoring, carbon footprint tracking, totally programmable money with an expiration, and they're going to tell you where you cannot spend it. Does this sound about right to you people, or is Greg Mannarino just way off base here? I would have to say that I think we're pretty much over the target. And we're going to be able to tell a lot. Watch the comments here. The pushback, they're not real. There's a lot about, you can't know this stuff. What I just covered with you is stuff that is so deep, so at the heart of Babylon, okay? We must strike back. We must push back. What are the solutions to here? If we know this is happening here, we need to take action. Number one, raise your awareness. Well, actually, number one, reconnect with the source. That's number one. Number two, okay, raise your awareness. Start paying attention to what's happening. Take the chains off. The blue chain, throw it over here. The red chain, take it over there. This is a perversion that we're seeing here. Two wings of the same bird. That's all this is. No one party has your best interest in mind. It's a psyop to keep all of you deceived, all of you distracted, a blame game, to keep your eyes off the bull, them. Two wings of the same bird. That's where they're going with this current situation, is where we've been going here. Sound about right to you, or still no? You don't get it yet. You still believe the red chain or the blue chain is going to save you, lead to some utopia? Really? You're still locked into it? You're still wearing the chain? I'm going to tell you to throw it off right now. And you're wearing that chain willingly. You're wearing it of your own free will. You know, free will here? Okay. With regard to the financial system, people, this is a no-brainer here. Okay? Bet against the system. Hold hard assets here as the transition is made. You want to still be in this market? That's okay. They're going to continue to prop it until they're not. You're watching what's happening here to the 10-year yield. We're seeing what's going on here in the debt market. I promise to keep all of you on top of this like I never have before. If you do subscribe to my newsletter, if you've already noticed that I have kicked this up hardcore. I am working really 24 hours a day pretty much to keep you guys and girls in the loop, because I believe we are darn close. Don't take my full word for it. Listen to Jamie Dimon, who's telling you that people will panic when the bond market cracks. Sound familiar to you? But they're going to pump it. They're not done devaluing the currency via any mechanism they could come up with. More spending on militaries. You're going to hear more of that too. Start to spend more cash on building the war machine, the military industrial complex, more surveillance. This is going to happen right now, and it is much faster here. Who pays for all that? We don't have the cash. Comes right from the central banks here. You can just people, everything that we've been talking about, it's happening before your eyes. Can you see it yet, or you still can't because you're wearing the chain? Throw the chain off. You are not a slave. They think you're a slave, and they're working very hard to keep you a slave. But we're not slaves. We are taking action, okay? Reconnecting to the source, number one. Realizing that we're not each other's enemies here. Unify. Come together. Realize that our greatest strength is in each other, of course, connecting with the source as well. Sound about right to you or no? This is just not the truth at all. From a financial standpoint, again, bet against the system. Hoard hard assets. Silver remains my favorite physical asset of all time. Period. Okay, we got to come together here. They don't want us coming together here. They want us separated by the chain that they have around our neck. They're gonna pull the blue chain this way. They're gonna pull the red chain that way. That gap in the middle. We need to fill this gap in the middle because that's where our strength lies, in each other, in unifying. Does that sound right to you as well? Or no, we need to stay over here locked in the red chain, locked in the blue chain, or whatever. This is a mode of enslavement. That's all it is. There is no two-party system. It's a uniparty. Two wings of the same bird. You may think it's different, but it is not. What's changed here? Has spending stopped here like we were supposed to? Cut spending. Spending has gone absolutely parabolic. Way worse than anything we've ever seen before. And that is not going to stop either. Currency devaluation here, currency purchasing power losses. Your life is about to get much harder. You must take action against the system. Does this sound right to you, or is Greg still lost? You let me know, okay? Because I think pretty much we're on the same page here. All right, guys, listen, this is the first of the month, and I'm going to ask you to do something for me, okay? On the first of every month, the beginning of every month, I ask you to support my work. You can do this with $5. That's all I ask for is $5, okay? There are links in the description of this video. I hope you choose to support my work moving forward because I got your back, and I know you got mine as well. If you can't, I understand that as well. I tried to create a freedom channel here. Some people couldn't even afford 10 cents a day. That's all it would have cost to create a freedom channel. Freedom from the censorship, and I could say what I want. But I understand people couldn't afford 10 cents a day. That's all it would have cost. So if you can't afford to support my work, at least share the work. Get it out there as far and wide as you possibly can. But if you can afford to support my work, as I said, there are links in the description of this video. And I hope you choose to do that. At least I do hope so, honestly. All right, look, guys and girls, I'm going to let you all go. I want to hear from you about what we just covered. On target, off target, again, I'm willing to learn. Tell me where I'm getting this wrong, where I got this right. Now, as I did say, this piece of work is in your inbox, all right? Look through this, share it, get it out there as well. And we got this, man. Let them play their games. We're going to continue to play ours. Does that sound about right to you as well? It's an incredible thing what's happening here right now, people. But we got this. All right. Love you all. I'll see you in the morning, okay?